Sorry if my head's cut off, but I'm doing this at night and I don't have all the apparatuses to make professional videos yet. So sorry if the lighting's bad. It looks a little weird, but hey. So I'm doing an instructional video on a stove, mainly for another YouTuber. And it's about a Whisperlite International. Apologize for the cars in the background, but they are loud sometimes. So this is the pump. This goes in the bottle. This is the stove. Mine's a little older. Looks a little different than yours. Hey Pookie. And but it should work exactly the same. And this is the lighter, how we're gonna light it. So the first thing you do is put the stove together. Now mine's already together. This part comes off. I'm not sure how it comes now, but this unscrews. So you have this piece, which is a dish, basically. You have this filament, which is a wick. And then you have the stove. This comes out of there. Let's actually how that went in there. Hang on. Let me flip it around here. So this part is the generator. And you can pull this out. Just slide it out of there. Comes out. And it slides back in. This is in the middle of the leg. So it can't move. Push that in all the way. That's in all the way. And then you put the filament on. And then you put this dish on and it just screws in. Oops, come on. Screws on. Okay. There's little ridges right here. See these ridges? That's where the stove legs get moved to. I keep the one with the generator on it. I keep that already set, so I just move the other ones around. Push down a little bit, and they slide over. And I go over to this one right here. Set it. And the next one, just set it in there. Just pull down a little bit. Now mine's old. I've had this thing for probably 20 years. This is a good stove. Never had any problems with it. It has been spectacular. I only use white gas, although it takes diesel, kerosene, alcohol, gasoline, like from the gas station, or the Coleman fuel, which is white gas. Burned all kinds of stuff, different degrees of cleanliness or soot. So let's see if I remember how this is done here. So this is the bottle. Mine's already full. Unscrew the top. I usually put this inside the bag so it doesn't get dirty. And then you install this. You put the hose in first because it's flexible. Then you put this guy in like that, and it goes right in. And then get it to seat right. You don't want to mess up the threads. Oops, I'm spilling. Ah. Tilted it too much, apparently. Okay. Tight, but not crazy tight. You want it snug, but don't really crank on it. Okay, so on this pump, this is the pump. This puts the pressure inside the bottle. This is where the fuel, that's where this end goes in there. Right there, okay? And this is the on and off an adjustment of the flame. So let's see if we can get this on. The bottle goes sideways like this. I always get a little confused on how this goes, so let's see how this works. There's only one way it can go, so you can't put it on the wrong way. So if it goes on and it clicks in, you got it the right way. So here I got it. So I'll try to bring this closer here for you. So this is it. It slides on, and it fits beautifully. And this flips over to the other side to click on the edge here. This clicks in, whoop, right there. It holds it in, and you got yourself a stove here. That's the setup. It's just two like that. That's how it looks. This will not get hot, don't worry. So I'm gonna pump it up a little bit. Give it a good pump. I'm not going to use it a lot tonight, so I don't need that much. Now what you do is, you're not going to see it in the video, probably, but you're going to turn on this fuel. Some fuel is going to come out of here. It's going to be liquid. So what happens is, the liquid comes in and goes into this dish. Remember that dish with the wick? So they go into there. You don't want it to fill it completely, but you want it to get, I don't know, quarter to a half full. And then then you'll light that. And then it will vaporize the gas in this tube going through. It travels up to the loop-de-loop and back down in here. The heat from that wick will vaporize the gas eventually in this tube. And then it'll slowly go from big giant flame to regular stove flame. It'll sound kind of like a jet engine a little bit. It'll have some force behind it. So let's do that. Let me fill some up. So you just go until you hear it. You can hear it make noise. There it goes. It's like squirting. Okay, that's good enough. Shut it off. Shut this off. You have fuel inside the wick. I can't show you, but it's there. I'm gonna light it. There we go. Got some wind. Now if this gets too low, you can always add a little more, but it will be an open flame like this until it heats up. So you gotta kind of just let it burn, do its thing. Makes for a nice hand warmer if you're cold while it's in doing this. It's kind of nice. It might get a little larger, the flame. As the flame heats up the gas, it expands and it might let some more out. You'll hear it kind of working. So it's heating that gas up and the flame might get larger. So before it goes out, I like to give it a little more gas too, but not yet. It's not ready yet. This is normal. This is normal operation of this stove. You have to warm it up. This is a warm-up period. Give it a little more. Okay. Now it's blue. You don't want to open it all the way right away because it'll go back to big flame and it'll be about this tall. It's gonna be crazy. Let it warm up good. So there you go. And this thing gets super hot. As you can see, this thing will get very, very hot. There you go. Can you see it? The sides are getting red. You can see the side shields are getting red. This thing boils water extremely fast. This is the best stove I've ever owned. Okay, so it's on. That's it. You can cook. You can't really adjust the flame too much. It's kind of like off or high. Those are the only options you have with the stove. You can kind of get it to medium, sort of, but it's a fine line between shutting off and high. So you just gotta play with it and see how it works for you. Let's see, it gets a little lower. This is definitely not a stove you could simmer on. You can't simmer with it. There we go. That's kind of like medium, I guess. So if it starts going out, it starts flickering a little bit. It starts flickering. You can turn it back on again. But it's very hard to get fine adjustments on here. But it's still on, as you can see. Still on. Not high. But I think it might be going out. So I'm going to turn it on a little bit. I'll turn it back to high. Super hot. Turn it back to low. The stove is meant for heating up water fast for dehydrated meals while backpacking. That's what it's designed for. It melts snow. It will, you can get snow, if you have snow, you can melt it in a pot quick. I mean, you can go from snow to boiling, I would guess, depending on how much you have in there, in about 10 minutes or less. Very fast. This bottle will last quite a while when it's full. There's a fill line, so you don't want to fill it all the way full. You want to fill it to the fill line. That's important because it needs to have a certain amount of air in there for it to work properly. What else? That's about it. It's very hot. You can use it for a heater. If it's in a safe area, it works amazing for that. It's very hot. That's about it. So to turn it off, just turn this down to tight and it's off. Takes a while to burn down because it's burning the gas out of this tube. It's starting to shut off. It may flare up, it may have some flame, which is normal. Slowly going out. It's very hot. I'm not going to touch it for a while. It does cool off pretty fast. About 5 or 10 minutes, and just after it's gone out, about 5 minutes after it's out, it should be pretty cool. Cool enough to touch, handle. It might be just barely warm. So make sure it's on a somewhat level surface. Hard surfaces are best, especially for boiling water, because water's heavy and you don't want it pushing it into the ground. To clean it, cleaning this thing, the only thing I've ever done is nothing. I've never cleaned this. The only cleaning I've done Although white gas is very clean. Coleman fuel is very clean gas, so it's not really a lot needed. But to clean it, you just take it. Oh, it's starting to gas out again. And you shake it. You hear that? There's like a BB or something inside there, inside the port for the fuel. And it shakes loose and gets all the soot out and unclogs it. So if you have a problem with it not working, you can try that first. It's usually what it is. I've never had that problem. I rarely do that, only except to demonstrate or just play around with it every now and then. It's very, very easy. So now there's pressurized in here. So you can take this off. It's off, so there's no fuel coming out. A little bit of fuel may leak out of here. Push this down, okay. So you can take this off. There you go. A little bit of fuel may leak out. Yeah, a little fuel may leak out, so be careful where you put it. Out of here, a little bit, not much. And then this is pressurized, so you want to, there's a valve, not a valve, there's a space for the air to get out. Do not depressurize it from this. It will squirt gas, which could be problematic if you have a fire nearby. You want to do this away from fire. Or you don't have to depressurize it. You can keep it pressurized if you're going to use it later on the same day, or the next day, or the whole weekend, or the whole week. Doesn't matter. You can keep it pressurized. I'm going to put mine away, so I don't need it pressurized. So I just don't do it too fast. Slowly, but release the gas out. It may get a little bit out on you, but not too much. That's it. Gas is out. The air's out. Undo it. Okay. Take it out the same way you put it in. This way. Get that part out. And next, the hose. There's a filter. And this is what puts the air in. Here's the filter. The gas goes in here, up the tube. When you pump it, the air gets pushed out into here. And that's basically it. They sell replacement washers for this stuff that are relatively inexpensive. In case you bust one, you can always get a new one. These are very, very durable. Like I said, I've had this thing 20 years, and I've gone backpacking. Honestly, not that much, but I use it for camping all the time. This is the best thing in the world, it seems like, for making coffee or tea, because it boils water so fast. It's great. I love it. Then I get a little sack. It comes with one. Mine is so old it got frayed and messed up, so I got a new one at REI. And I just keep everything in there. It does come with, I don't have it in there, oil for cleaner. That's a sealant for the seals. I have an extra O-ring for the pump. It says a starter. And then I have this kit right here, which you can get. I think it's like 15 bucks or something like that. And this has inside pump oil, 2 pump oils. I think I put one in there. It's got a tool to work on it if you need to. I've never used these, so I don't know what. And it has some washers, another valve for the fuel you walk by, and some O-rings and a safety pin for unclogging the tip. And like I said, never used this. I have replaced O-rings before for this pump. This pump I have replaced the O-rings. So you want to make sure those are in good shape all the time. And that's it. I should probably show you how to boil water, but it's pretty simple. Set the pot on top, turn it on high, and wait about, if it's an aluminum pot, like a kitchen kit, like a mess kit, it'll take less than 5 minutes to boil water. Maybe 3 minutes. It's fast. If it's a big pot, it'll boil it maybe in 6 to 8 minutes. So that's it. Thank you for watching. I hope this is helpful. Like and subscribe. Have a great night.